Hello, everyone. I am Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon update. Today, I am going to let you know how I have gotten through the Armageddon that was the last 5 years in America. Love! That's right. I know this isn't what you expected, but here we go. Rachel Bradley Titus, my lovely wife for 8 years as of today, is what poems, sonnets, and quests are inspired by. I've told her for years, babe, you are the kind of woman ancient wars were fought over, because you know she'd be fine. We've been married for 8 years and together for 16. Those 16 years to me, it felt like 2. To her, I'm sure it felt like 9, but I'll still take that. Sex is easy, people. Love is rare. In my first marriage, both were impossible. But meeting Rachel pushed me off a cliff, and I took an incredible plunge into an all-encompassing, heart-exploding love never experienced. Rachel! Rachel! And I still have trouble trusting that. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Can't believe I'm so blessed to be contractually obligated to this smart, funny, snarky, caring, and stunningly beautiful woman. My favorite part of her is her sense of humor. And that divot right below her hips where she... Sorry. My most hated part of her is her sense of humor when it's directed at me. But even then, I am lucky to have her focused on me. While she makes fun of my giant skull.
You big-headed
Yeah, I got a big head. It never gets old, babe. Keep it up. When things in life are easy, relationships aren't tested. Love should be like, what, 90-10. 90% joy, 10% working on it. If your relationship feels like constant work, you are not in love. You are in survival. And if you never have any problems, are you in love, or is it really just a long first date? Ray and I have been tested. She fought with me for my kids in a protracted tumor-building divorce. Her legal background turned my divorce around when 5 lawyers couldn't. She did charge me a pair of Christian Louboutins per hour, though, but totally worth it. When we have had tragedy in our lives and in our families, she doesn't run. She always steps into any punch that the universe throws at us. I've never had that in my life. I have never had someone that would step into the fight with me or step in front of me to start the fight. She is my best friend. She has taken on the impossible. She has taken on my divorce, becoming a comedian, which she did. She became an actor, our finances. She took on my kids, constant travel. She took on production on crazy ideas I had. And she has stood next to me. And she has done it with grace, love, and brutal jokes at my expense. You big-headed Yeah, I get it. I got a big head. She's also one of the funniest people I know.
In 1923, the Equal Rights Amendment was introduced, and it said that women were equal to men, which is ridiculous because we're not equal. We're better. Except in pull-ups and rape. Because you guys are crushing those.
And there's nothing better than that. Nothing. So, happy 8th anniversary, baby. You are still my dream, my future, my love, and my asshole buddy. If I had to make a list of things that I want in a relationship, she checks all the boxes. From heart to brains, beauty to funny, and also
the naked stuff.
I am blessed to be in your light, and you are so tolerant to continue to shine that light into my unrelenting darkness. Happy anniversary, baby. I love you so much. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Love Armageddon update. God, I wonder if she's going to do one about me. Probably not.
Sick with this shit. I'm so done, you big-headed.
Hey, everybody. Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. I am looking over the flowers.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
That I got from my lovely wife. This is the anniversary day. That Armageddon update was not just for her, but for all you who are in love and happy with the person you're with. I know you're rare, so I'd like to say hi to all 4 of you.
There's just one red rose in it.
So it's all white to represent my body color because they don't have clear roses.
Okay.
And then 1 red rose for my heart, which if you notice that, and that'll probably and it has a hole in it too from my life. I make sure I ripped out some of the petals off and destroyed it a little bit.
Yeah. And there's a lot of Titus. That is a lot. You are.
That's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, guys. Welcome to Titus Podcast. On this day, my 8th anniversary to this lovely lady, who, Bombshell Ray. Come on. Oh, she got to hurry back. What?
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There could be only one.
You need to put you on your one.
This is the sweet, happy podcast day. We
Well,
got puppies and flowers.
I think after
and-
my sister kind of brought the power last week with the power of positivity, I feel like, well, I can't just go bring up some more shitty thing
Right.
and rant
We
about
can't
it
go
for a
right to-
minute.
right to
Plus,
fire.
it was our anniversary, so 8 years married.
I know you found that out this morning. Hey,
Here's the weird. This pisses me off. I'm so mad. So Rachel cannot remember our anniversary, no matter what. She just can't remember. She'll go, what are you, was August, August
That's
the
awesome.
23rd? And
Well,
I'm like,
what is it? The day? What day is it?
It
Is
was August 13th. Sorry, August 11th, 2013. August 11th,
It's the
2013.
actual
see how they're
day you
weird
got married.
numbers? It's like odd
Oh,
number.
yeah, it's weird. Like, not like June and July, all those weird numbers. And other numbers like 12 and maybe 15. Yeah, numbers are weird.
Do you know what's weird? I can remember everything. All numbers, people's names in Idaho. He asked me the other day, what's my, SAG after ID? And I'll just crank it out. But for some reason, 8, 11, 13,
No.
I have no frame. Usually I make up little things in my head to remember them.
It's because you married me and you have PTSD on that day. Nobody wants to remember the day their life
No, that
got
was a
blown
very
up.
good day, actually. I have very good memories of that day and of my mom being there and Grandma Jean. And it
Some
was a
great
good day.
pictures, man, of you, your mom getting you ready.
And yeah, some of my pictures that I am so happy that I have, the most special pictures in our living room and everywhere, are from that day of her helping me get my dress on and us laughing. So
Puppies and bow ties.
our puppies and bow ties. Abbott was still here. This is a terrible day. This is really sad. But I just don't remember it. So last year, a friend of ours reminded me a couple days early, and I've actually had Wendy from Arizona who comes to our shows
yeah.
with her older mom.
Right.
She would send me messages
Wait,
to
her mom
remind
is
me.
older than she is? That's weird.
No, her mom was. I meant like older. Like I think she was 90 something then, and she was coming to our shows. Remember? Anyway, so she reminded me on some people that I don't know that well are reminding. So I put it in my phone, I put it in my calendar, and yesterday it told me. I was very proud of myself.
Oh, she didn't know. And because I know it all the time, I just let it go. And she goes, today's we've been married 8 years. And I was like, shit.
Actually, no. At first she went, oh, like you thought I was just randomly commenting on how many years and then you realized it was the day. And
I have to recount our discussion today. He called me today, and he said, I'm on my way in, and today's our anniversary. And I was like, oh, shit, I had no idea. And Titus said, yeah, I didn't either. So,
yeah, I didn't either. So we're all good.
but you're kind of off the hook. It's, it's 8.
But that's another
It's
thing.
not 10.
That's another thing I love about her is like, so in a past relationship, it would have been a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't care.
Yep.
She's like, no, I get it too. We're good.
Yeah. That's
Now,
what I'm saying.
I miss
That's
Christmas.
awesome.
No, I really don't
Yeah.
care. And I know that some guys are going, she's lying. No, I really don't care. Say happy anniversary. I told you, don't buy me anything. I don't want anything. Just say happy anniversary.
No woman ever means that.
No, I really do. You know me. You can tell when I have no problem saying when I want
I
something.
do that. You don't want to reaffirm that we're married. I get that part.
I feel like
I don't want to
unlike
be reminded. God damn, I live with you.
unlike other people, we are together all the time.
Constantly.
8, that many?
24/7.
So, and we live our lives having fun and being best friends. And so it's not like I need Valentine's Day. I don't care about either. I want to be with you. I want to hang out with you, but I don't care what we do. I don't want to go to dinner. I don't need flowers. I don't care. But you forget Christmas or my birthday, dead.
Yeah, dead.
Oh, yeah,
Dead to
birthday.
me.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not like, some people have anniversaries of, this was the anniversary when you
No.
on our third date.
I have one like that. I remember that it was the second week in July.
No, third week. We thought
week.
it was the 23rd.
You worked it out? Okay. So
You said.
I think so. 23rd of July, 16 years ago.
Because we had been talking for almost 8 weeks on the phone by the time we had our first date.
Every night.
So it had to be that last 3rd to 4th week of July. We kind of figured this out because it wasn't something we thought we needed to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out here we are still together. But yeah, I don't care. Valentine's
We
Day.
thought we were going to be a long time ago. I will say this. I said in the Armageddon update, it feels like 2 years to me. I know it feels probably 9 to her, but that's still, I'll take that.
No, it actually feels like forever to me. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just feel like there wasn't a time that we weren't together.
Well, you've been together for 16, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
I think that's more of a celebration.
We are in our 16th year, but our first date was in last part of July 2006.
And the fact that you guys were almost together for a decade before you got married.
Yeah.
That's a testament to
Well, I just finally gave up. I gave up. I was like, I just didn't want to get married again. The last one was horrible. I only knew horror stories. How many? Count. Everybody think about all the people in your life that you can go. They've been married for 30 years and are happy as shit. It's like everybody knows maybe 2 couples, maybe, and everybody else is divorced. And oh my God, he burned down the car. He set her car on fire. Yep. Oh my God, she took his kids.
She just married him because he loved her, but she doesn't really love him,
and she's
kind of miserable all the time.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
I'm actually going through my friends.
Or
and
you
thinking,
hear other friends that are talking about, I don't know. I mean, my family members. I'm just probably gonna leave. And
my sister just left hers of 23 years. Yeah.
And so there's
Grandma Jean is the exception.
It always changes. Grandma Jean. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe 2 couples that are just like, they were together forever. That's what I want to be. But that to hit that target is such a tough one, man. That is a bull's eye.
What do you think I've been with you guys long enough. I could probably name some things, but what do you think is your secret?
Okay, you first.
Yeah, what do you see? What do you see with us?
I see...
She's not a lesbian. That's number one.
That's number one.
For you, though, I know you didn't have... I'm just helping you.
That probably
helping you.
Was a given with him. He had already thought of that.
I just want to remind him.
Although there's still time. She didn't tell me till...
He has learned how important it is. I'm not going to lie. I told your sister this last week that I really think the Golden Girls had it right all along. And Shauna and Mahogany and now Shannon is in on it. We have a pact that when our older husbands kick the bucket, we're gonna move in together.
That's good. I'm glad.
You're
Blanche, by the way. You're Blanche. Wait. Yeah, you would be Blanche.
Thank you for being a friend.
Shannon
travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a proud and a confidant.
I don't know anymore.
If I threw a party, invited everyone you knew.
Titus is dead, and so is Tony.
And something.
And the card attached would say,
"Thank you for being a friend."
No, they're not lesbians. I already said.
By the way, it's a PTSD thing. 4 women living together to him are lesbians.
I forgot.
Yes. You know why? Because he's overtaken his sensitivity. He had 0 sensitivity before. Now it's way up.
I forgot Jeffrey was in on this too. Jeffrey wanted in Denver. But I'm not Dorothy. That's all I care about. No. I know I'm tall, but I'm not Dorothy, damn it.
Who would be Dorothy out of that group?
I honestly...
I think Mahogany would be Estelle Getty.
Yes.
Mahogany's definitely Estelle Getty.
Yes. I have a little snarky, of Sophia in me too.
Yes, Sophia's badass. I think you're Blanche. You're
a
Blanche.
Lot of meh.
You and Shauna could switch back and forth. Blanche. No, Shauna's definitely Shauna's Dorothy. Sorry, Shauna.
No.
We're going to hear about that.
Yeah, I guess the organization and all. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. But anyway, this is the whole point. So we take all the money that we have once we sell off all your things.
Who's Betty White?
Rose, the dumb one.
Shannon, Rose. Smart, but
Shannon's too smart to be.
She's sweet though. Like
she's
sweet. She's pure of heart.
She is, yeah, and wants to save everybody. Yeah. And then we buy one house, so we've got all this money still in the bank that I'm assuming that I'm left with.
Instead of going into a home, you go into your own little.
Or even if you're not left with the money,
because none of us want to go into
little
a
lady home,
and we don't have kids, so we need to all watch each other so we don't fall.
Even if I don't leave you much money, you have a bunch of cars to sell. That'll be classics. A bunch of hot rods.
That's funny. That's where my head went too. I'm like, I got to sell off the car. That's gonna.
No, but your album sales will go through the roof.
It depends how I die. But yes, we have to plan.
If you're hanging in a closet in Shanghai, no.
Yeah,
no. We're just gonna Tupac him, and he'll just go out on tour. Titus hologram.
Titus hologram.
Oh yeah, we'll
Just
keep
to
making money.
Even if it glitched, you wouldn't know as fast as I move on stage. You've
It's
edited
all
me
laggy,
enough
yeah.
now. It's like, no, that's how he moves.
Yeah, Combustion Live will stay open. We'll have you on the road 52 weeks a year. It'll be like
You could add and get someone to do my voice, and you could just take movement, put a new background in, and just add new jokes.
Yep.
Good. I'm glad it's worked out.
Get to work.
Titus
on
as the Invisible Man again.
Speaking of that, we just decided we are going to do another show here.
We had
at
a
the
corporate
studio,
meeting today,
September 23rd,
5th.
See?
Saturday, September 25th.
See, today's the day. I can't remember numbers. Saturday, September 25th at, well, you don't know what time yet, but we'll announce that and put tickets for sale. And it's going to be something different. It's going to be a little Titus
Comedy,
and Bradley.
I've worked
but
on this
we're
new
going to
show.
do
Little
our
Titus and
material.
Bradley. You're going to do some of your new material that
Yep.
no one has seen yet. I'm going to be doing Zero Side Effects, and it'll probably be a 2 hour. And then we're doing some sketches with the Highlander, and so it'll be a hybrid. And the cool news is, if you want to come to this show and you're in Los Angeles, as long as you're vaccinated, we'll be able to have like 60.
And you can prove that.
Yeah, you have to bring your proof of vaccination, but you can come down to the studio and party with us. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we totally side tripped, but what were the things that you see?
What about
What were
us?
the things? There's like a baseline yin yang harmony between the two of you. That's what I get immediately. And then since you have a functioning working relationship, like I can see like there's give and take and compromise on both sides. Like there's, okay, I'm listening to
We
you
don't
and I'm
think
listening to you. Oh no,
She shook you off. Neither one of us believe that we
It's
compromise.
because he is on the other side. So when you say this is happening, and then I separately to him say this is happening, and then he sees us find something in the middle and move forward with that, he doesn't necessarily need us to say we're compromising. He just sees it happening.
Right.
As we then walk around going, meh,
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He doesn't see it at the house. And we're like, we're fucking not doing that. Yeah, we're fucking doing. No, we're fucking. You're right. You don't see that. But go ahead.
that's how you
And
do
that's
it.
the
Though.
mutual
How else do you
respect
do
thing.
it?
Yes, exactly.
Right. And that would be my third thing. Is I feel like there is
Didn't you just say one thing?
What?
You skipped two.
I did?
What was
No, I gave two. Didn't I give two?
No.
I
You
gave
said,
two.
you said we have a
functioning working relationship?
Yes.
Were you compromised? Wasn't that all
the
one?
first one was like a yin
Not
yang
gay?
kind of not gay. That's a
Okay,
good one.
okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, what was the yin yang? That's very vague. What is this?
It's like
Explain.
there's like I just get the impression that there's okay, it could be mutual respect too, but there's like a harmony between the two of you.
I would say
where you're complimentary to him and he's complimentary to
That was not harmony. No.
you. Your energies are symbiotic.
I will say this: when COVID hit and we basically were at home just shitting the bed, and you were working for us, and we had no idea how that was going to last. We had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah, that was a weird time.
And we did that first goofy ass show with the cameras we had, and then it did good enough to where we were like, okay. And I turned to her, and here's our relationship. I go, listen, I want to make this right. Why don't we go buy the right equipment? I looked it all up. Here's what it's going to cost. Here's what we made on that last show. I think if we do this, because this isn't, and I said looks like it's going to last about 6 months to a year, right? We knew that it was.
You had called this whole thing like November or December before on the podcast. So yeah, you were.
And so I said why? I said either way, then we've used this opportunity to do this. We can get comics, we can do it. And it's when you say we work together. Well, she did go. She doesn't just go, yeah, whatever you want. She doesn't do that. She's like, she sits down, we work it out. She's like, you were very clear about making sure that, okay, well, roof over our head, food in our bellies. And then
I feel like he just complimented himself by saying that he came up with this great idea.
No,
and
just
that
to buy the cameras.
I at least am able to process his big
To
ideas.
facilitate the
No,
idea.
but let's see how this works. You do know in the past, I come up with a big, giant, stupid idea, and then you figure out how to make it work. That does happen a lot.
I would like to
wait. Let me finish. Stop. Let me finish. No, I'm not. Let me stop. Finish. Stop.
I take back
Let me
everything I
finish.
said.
No.
Finger out of the box.
Let me finish.
First of all, stay in your box.
Don't you stop.
I
you
would
poking.
like to jog your memory back to who came up with the idea to live stream your show for the first time.
It was you, and then once it were. And then once it were, and I said,
Bam.
and I said, don't
Good
drop
night,
the mic,
everybody.
don't, because we just bought those. And then it was yes, and then
this is the yin and yang. By
no,
the way.
we came and built the stage, and we built the set, and I was like, we need that giant wall with a door on it, and next thing you know,
that was for Titus.
It was for Titus, and then once we knew those little things worked, we worked together, and I said, what if we did the Titus finale? And it just sounded. We were just talking about how crazy people. If you haven't seen the Titus finale we did, it is a full-on no bullshit 2 episodes of a sitcom.
It's kind of how we do these sketch shows, right? It was just us.
We don't remember.
This one time we did bring in makeup.
Yep.
And Ashface helped with props.
Ashley was
she
like
was
the
awesome.
best prop master since Titus.
And that was it, right?
We had makeup, we had cameras.
I said makeup. Of course we had camera crew, but I mean we were doing a lot of the props, wardrobe, set building,
walls, paint.
These stripe around here. That was me taping that off and painting it while you were on a ladder and screwing that stuff in, and while you were upstairs on Monster.com trying to find another job. And
true, we were burnt. And the funny, we were just before you got here today, we were talking about how we don't remember doing it.
Yeah.
So just so people
there's only a
understand,
couple moments that are flashes.
With that amount of cast and crew and minutes of television, that would have been how many people at Fox to create 2 episodes?
So as episode television with commercials is 22 minutes of a sitcom. We did 41 minutes of sitcom. Remember, because I wrote more than 1 episode. So we turned that into 2 episodes.
Yeah.
That would cost, so the budget for Titus 20 years ago for the sitcom was $880,000 per episode. And I think that was before the actors were paid. That was below the line costs.
Right.
That was that. And
that would have been a crew and administration of 120 people.
They built the sets. Yeah. Oh yeah. We had grips and sound and editors and mixers, and we did all of it. And we were just talking about the level of holy shit that it took. That I don't remember it.
Yep.
I don't remember
Yep.
it. I remember moments. I mean, when Zach walked out with with the thing on his shoulder, that made me laugh so hard. I'll never forget it.
That was funny. Yeah.
I remember the emotional scene with Cynthia and David. I remember I was telling him, I said it was weird because I was directing it, I wrote it, and I was acting in it. And at one point, my brain split over there, and I was hearing Cynthia get emotional, trying to think what I was going to tell her, and I had to react, and we were filming.
Bandwidth is done.
Again, I don't know if my brain is good or bad, but I was running three different streams of 4K, and you couldn't have asked. Maybe that's why he's like, there is no memory left. Yeah, You're not going to remember this because you used it.
It was crazy. Yeah, all of that was insane. I'm very proud of what we did, but that's kind of what we're talking about, where we were just like, okay, we need a way to make money and stay busy so we don't go crazy.
Right.
And so we did. We're very good at killing ourselves with a stupid idea. It's kind of how it always goes.
That's our new tagline.
And then,
Combustion studio. Killing ourselves
with a stupid idea. Thank you for watching.
And then we've done that on the sketch shows too. And then we're very good at after still hanging out and going, man, that was stupid. Yeah. We're never doing that again. You know.
3 weeks later, let's do it.
No, so September 25th. Everybody goes September 25th.
Well, I came in and you guys said today, we're just going to do a stand-up show. We've just decided September 25th. Are you cool with that? And I go, we should add some sketches to that.
And we both went, wanted to make it easy, but nah.
Killing ourselves with a stupid idea. Bring it in. Yeah.
Combustion films. Killing us. But
were you done talking about our relationship? No.
Why do you think it's worked so well? What is it? I mean, besides you being perfect, what else?
We communicate a lot.
Sometimes with volume.
Not a lot. We don't really
not a lot.
Fight a lot. I mean, it's almost like we go through seasons of like where we won't fight forever, ever. And then we'll go through a short season of I don't like you. Yeah. And then we move past that. I feel
anything I say is wrong. And we both said have said that.
I feel like that's what a marriage is. I've really seen is seasons of things. And so you just got to write it out because there's always another one coming. And hopefully if you're with the right person. So we communicate a lot. We do have mutual respect for one another in a real sense, I think. I actually really do respect you and what you do separate from being in a relationship with you. It would be hard not to, right? He's awesome. I think also we make each other laugh, and that's huge.
The fact that I think the both of you, your careers are overlapping. Mm-hmm. You have a deeper understanding of what each other goes through, and like what,
nothing like standing in the back of the room watching things go well or not well.
And we think that's true. And so I do feel him when he goes through certain types of shows, because I either just went through it or I've been through it. I know that pain. I know that joy. And then afterwards, we sit in the green room with a glass of wine or something and laugh about the one asshole that was sitting right there.
Same guy. It's always the same guy. Always. None of us ever get heckled by one person over here. It's always, she'll get off stage. She's actually done this. She's introduced me, and I walk on stage, and she goes, "Guy in the blue shirt." And I'm like, "I'm guy in the blue shirt."
You guys are like wrestlers. You could tag team. Get him.
Well, I've also done that. She knows if the guy's really being a dick. The second I get on stage, that guy's getting disemboweled.
I don't awaken the pit bull unless the guy deserves it.
Well, you've already shredded him. So early on, when you didn't quite know how to do it as well, you still had your snark, but you hadn't mastered how to use it. Excuse me, that was Billy Gardell. Name drop. I just hung up on Billy Gardell. I just hung up.
No.
I gotta call him. Now I don't. Now I do this. I used to be scared when someone heckle you because it was like, you're doing your shit and you're a new comic. Now you're not a new comic anymore. You're a decade in. So now when I hear from the audience, I come out of the green room and I just want to watch, because she shreds people now. You're brutal. Like, there's some shit you said a couple weeks ago that I was like, oh, you basically. The guy with no shirt sleeves who was sitting in the front, who ordered a pizza during my set.
What? How's that allowed?
Do you want to apologize for this?
Come on.
Because it was brutal.
Where
was this now?
Columbus. I am not typically mean.
No.
In my life in general, but also I have felt badly about this. But I was having a bad night. And not because of comedy, but I was just upset, and he was annoying me. And I wasn't feeling well. Now that I'm done justifying my behavior, I got on stage, and in my defense, they wouldn't shut the hell up. They were loudly talking, like this loud, through the whole, and I'm trying to do material about my mom dying. And and then once they had finished yelling at each other loudly about whatever fried food they were getting, they then started heckling me, but not meaningfully and not funny, and they were just drunk and sloppy.
Was this Spicoli?
Rednecks.
The guy, dude. Okay, shirt like you, except the guy, the sleeves were just hacked off with strings and shit. Saturday night.
So classy, super classy.
Saturday night.
Right. Okay.
During my set, he ordered a fucking pizza. I look down and I go, "Dude, are you on your phone?" He goes, "I'm ordering a pizza." Are you fucking really?
In his defense, he did write you an email and apologize for that.
That is true.
But did the pizza get delivered? That is
not to the club. He said
not yet. It was,
but he was handling errands during the show.
Yes,
okay.
So anyway, let me just get through this. Okay. I don't remember the exact wording, but I said, "How in the hell has COVID not killed you two rednecks yet?"
Boom.
Because they were, and they were heavy and
lots of comorbidities.
Right. You have so many comorbidities. How did you walk in here tonight?
And
that's how bad you need pizza?
I may have revisited it at the end of my mom's
How has COVID not killed you? I'm laughing so hard in the back of the room. Proud. Like a proud papa. I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
I feel,
very rarely do people deserve that, but they deserved it.
By the way, if you want to stay calm, cool, and healthy, you should be using Feals, Feals. Go to feals.com to check out their website. It's premium CBD. It's delivered directly to your doorstep, which we all know that I love. It helps when we're on the road. For me, particularly, I use it before I go to bed. You don't have to. But
I used it last night. Actually, I used it last night before I went to bed.
It helps me sleep better. And I have trouble sleeping sometimes. It helps with stress, anxiety, pain, sleeplessness. You just put a few drops of it under your tongue. If you don't know a lot about CBD, they actually have a hotline kind of situation that you can call.
They're finding out that CBD is like all kind. The medical uses are incredible from kids that are having issues. But what I use it for is, here's what I noticed. So my sister was here. We drank this last week almost every night. I had wine, and I was like, now she's gone, I'll stop drinking, not drinking.
Yeah.
And when I drank, for some reason, I wake up like that, and I don't know what that is. When I have CBD oil, like this morning, I woke up groggy because I slept better. I was so deep, and I'm energetic. Yesterday, for the last 3 days, I've been tired and yawning. I had CBD oil last night, slept like a baby, woke up this morning, feel awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So, and it's a way to naturally help you feel better, which doesn't give you a hangover. You don't get an addiction. You don't feel high. It's pretty awesome. Go online and research it, but also go to feals.com, feals.com/Titus. You can become a member today by going there, and you get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's feals.com/Titus to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Start feeling better with Feals. It really does make a big difference. I use it all the time. Feals.com/Titus.
I want to talk about Cuomo.
We had to go to you. I think I'm done. I think communication, laughter is so huge in a relationship. Yeah. I remember being younger and people saying that, and me just thinking like
abs.
Yeah,
you're like abs and
clearly,
butts. What are you talking about? Which, by the way, which I thought for a long time.
But I really get, as I get older, then why'd you marry who you married? I really thought
you have great abs and a great butt.
No, before.
Oh no, that was not. Yeah, that was a mistake.
That was Chaplin saying that. So.
Yeah.
I really feel like as I get older, you really see how much harder life can be. Things you never thought could happen. Like your wife is a lesbian. And so you do have to, you have to be, if you're about to get married or you're thinking about marrying someone and they don't make you laugh or they don't get your sense of humor, just don't even waste your time.
I think that's one of the most important things because that speaks to how you both support. It's about supporting each other because that shows the love, that shows the companionship, the work together. Yeah. I appreciate you and all those things. And my ex...
Dun, dun, dun.
My situation was not that. He turned to Nicholson. A few good men. You're Nicholson. A few good men.
I can't even move on.
The life is just going to get harder. I promise you. It's going to keep getting worse, and you have to have someone that you can laugh through it with. We have laughed at the darkest shit ever. We have been hysterical over
the wrong place,
the
wrong time. But
you
that got
have
us.
to. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to respect, there is nothing to not respect about you from what you can do. I mean, I throw shit at you. It's so funny when she started writing comedy, she was giving me jokes, and I would be like, get offended because the jokes were really good, and fucking don't. I do this. It's mine.
Yeah. Ego.
And then she started writing her own, and now sometimes she'll read me something. And I'm like, you shouldn't be able to write that well. Like, you shouldn't. And she was doing it early on. You
have been very complimentary. If I write a good joke, you do give it up.
The way you take care of yourself, and more than anything, and I talked about this in the Armageddon update, how you step in. Every time the universe throws, that's what I said. Every time the universe throws a punch, you're willing to step into it with me, and we've proven that over and over. So yeah. You need somebody. You have to have someone in your life that it's not when everything's good. If there's there's $5 million in the bank and we're going fucking on, that's fucking one thing.
Yep.
When COVID hits and you just bought a house and everything's fucked, and or someone in the family gets sick and the entire schedule changes. You don't need someone going, man, this is different. I don't like it. This is hard. You need someone going, all right, it's what we're doing now. Got this. That's how you are.
I feel safe for the first time in my life, and not safe certainly I have no fear that someone's going to mess with me because he's out of his mind.
Sure. We have to talk about that too with me and Shannon. Yikes.
Oh yeah, but you do definitely. Well, in those situations, I don't feel safe with you, but things like if I'm like a dude, I think of told this story before, but I went back to a house that we had moved out of to get some things, and the details don't matter, but there was this Armenian dude there, and he just kind of goes off on me about shit that wasn't even real and didn't happen. Like, it was just dumb. Goes off on me. I go home, which was 20 minutes away, to our new house, and I am very upset. There was a lot of things going on in that situation with that house, and I was very upset at kind of being attacked, sideswiped. And I tell him, and he goes, okay. And that's all he said. And then he goes downstairs, and I think he's watching TV. And about 8 minutes later, my cell phone rings, and it's him. And I'm like, why is he calling me? He didn't want to climb the stairs. And I go, hello. And he goes, tell me again what this asshole said. No, you shut the fuck up. I'm talking to my wife. Say it again, Ray. What did he say to you? And I'm like, he had just gone right down the stairs, gotten in the car, and made it in
and
half
John
the
Wicked
time.
his way over to this fucking guy.
He John Wicked his way.
So I feel safe, but I feel safe like no idea is ever going to be too big. No dark humor is ever going to be too dark. No one's ever going to mess with me. If anything bad happens in life or life throws something at us, I know he's not running. I know we're going to figure it out together. So that's what I mean by safe,
exactly.
You know?
That's exactly. That's what I said. So you need somebody that was willing to step next to you and go, well, we're walking into the bullets, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you sure about this?
Yeah. Right. That's how we sound on the way.
Yeah.
You sure? I don't know. It'll work. We'll work it out. Will we? Yeah, probably. What do you think?
Like from Norman Rockwell. Is that the whole plan?
Yes, exactly. So anyway, just want to say happy anniversary, baby.
Happy anniversary.
And I wonder what Cuomo's wife is thinking about him right now. I wonder how their anniversary is going to go. Yikes.
Well, he didn't do anything. He was just...
I'm just a dude.
Yeah,
listen,
just
in the
being a
old
guy,
days, you
locker room
grabbed the little
talk.
titty under a shirt when you had a meeting. That's how that went.
Yeah, that's a handshake.
You paddle it, you rub the back of a police officer in the elevator, and then you grabbed a little S. That's what you did. I'm sorry, has things changed? The rule is different now. What's going... So
I will say that she has the small comfort that he didn't rape anyone. She knows.
Maybe he's that dude.
I'm just saying, based on the things that they've said about his personality, not just how he's like grabby and all that sleazy, but that he's also a bully. She knows that. You're not... You never didn't know. Like when I got cheated on, it always at first
me.
I was like,
always stuns me.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. And I knew he was a dipshit when I met him. I knew it. I knew Scott was violent and angry. I knew that, but we try and pretend. You did a great job of pretending for a long time. But if we're being honest with ourselves, we knew. She knows. But luckily he didn't, Elliot Spitz or anything, or Harvey Weinstein.
So can we talk about this? Because that's what I'm saying. There's certain guys that I believe really fucking needed to be canceled. And I kept saying this. Okay, so he's got pictures of him kissing that girl on the face, but he's got 50 other pictures of him kissing all these other dudes and women, and I'm like, okay. And then he said a couple of weird things. He asked one girl who's getting married, "Are you sure?"
He's got to stop talking.
He's creepy.
Is what he's got.
Oh, by the way, I listen. He's a creepy dude.
Here's the thing.
Nothing worse than a creepy dude with power.
So what he said was, you were like, oh, he said, I'm from a different time. I'm from a different era. And, things have changed and whatever. And you were kind of making fun of it. And I said, well, that's not wrong. That's true. But it doesn't mean that the way it was okay.
Right.
Yeah. And that you weren't someone that thought against things that obviously made women uncomfortable and decided to take the higher road, because some guys did in the 50s, right? Yeah. It's the same thing when I was talking to Grandma Jean about racism, and she goes, well, nobody knew no different. And I said, yeah, you did. And you had a Bible. And she just...
you body slammed Grandma. Damn, that was a heckler. You came back... It was like you... With the Bible on Grandma?
You smacked her with the Bible.
Listen, I get it. That's how shit was. But if you're a leader, you should know how shit is.
Exactly.
And that's the difference. So if it's not like you didn't know how the world works now. You just thought because you were the governor, you could do it. Now,
Yeah.
I will say this, and I said this to Ray. I said, if the guy was a nice man, here's when I started to go like something else is going on because there's no one. He didn't Harvey Weinstein anybody. He didn't get naked on the table making them massage him. He didn't ruin anybody's career. No one's saying he fired them or got rid of them. He was just kind of like, hey, what's it going? As you said to me, sometimes when you hug me in the kitchen, you'll brush my boobs.
And stop
and I go,
it.
You're my wife. I'm brushing your boobs.
Not all the time.
I don't do it all the time. There's a couple of Thursdays Thursdays I usually take off.
You do. Like even my sister was laughing at him when he was putting sunscreen on my back at the beach. I got putting it on my back, and you're behind me, and all of a sudden you're right here. And I'm like, okay. I mean, we notice it is what I'm trying to tell you.
So because that's how pretty you are, and that's how much I love you.
Oh my gosh.
We're hardwired for it,
So,
and if you're married. The
yeah,
wiring kind of
he's heading into though.
No,
everyone,
I'm married to you.
But if it's
everyone wants some space.
If I start rubbing his boobs, it's weird. He works for us. That's weird.
Well,
that's awesome. That was awesome.
So, for example, I hope the camera caught that.
Like Cirque du Soleil, like, holy, that's wicked cool.
I don't know if the camera caught that, so you may want to do a pickup.
You can do with your boobs what Jim Carrey can do with his eyebrow. That's crazy.
They're like the girl that had been, I forget, sexually assaulted, I think, or something. Maybe raped.
But not by him.
Not by him, by someone else. And he said that I guess he would ask her questions like, are you having sex? How do you feel about, and he said he was bringing his experience from one of his own daughters, I think, that had been assaulted to try and help her. And I didn't know. And I'm like, okay. So she's your employee, and you didn't know that was inappropriate? Like
that's inappropriate for your daughter. The question.
Well,
wait,
and I agree with this. Again, power corrupts. Power just corrupts. It just does. People think they can get away with shit. By the way, so I will say there's 11 that came forward. How many of that didn't? So there's no evidence on this dude being like didn't rape anybody. He didn't. Right. He didn't do anything. And in a civil court, I guarantee you it's going to be tough to prove. You're a criminal. Anything that they've said going to be really hard to prove unless there's video or something. That being said, I've heard a bunch of stories that Cuomo is a bully.
Yes.
That he runs roughshod over people. He's not a caring leader. And I think at one point people were just like, "Fuck this guy." Yeah. And when they say "fuck this guy," that's when everybody just goes, "You know what, dude? You're done." Yeah. And we're using this. Yeah. And by the way, I'm not saying this wasn't creepy. It's totally wrong what he did, but I don't know if it's end your career creepy. And even the way he apologized, motherfucker, just come out and go, "God, I am so sorry."
Yeah, not victim blame and all that.
Yeah, I read the room wrong. I was out of line, and you know what?
I read the room wrong.
I was creepy
when I traced the logo on the state troopers uniform.
See now that here's what I know about you. If some dude went up, you had something right on your shirt, you're Gavinky, as Ryan would say. It's a. And some guy just went, "Oh wow!" You would just go, "Motherfucker!" You'd crack that.
Yes, but I became this person by having things done to me in my life and thinking later, what could I have done? Right. That's how all women grow and become no nonsense and tough on things. Certainly, I had a badass mom too, so I came out into the world with a certain idea of things. But there were some situations that I was in that that made me, we always feel bad and weird and like, oh, that was just, and then I would, go to bed that night and think, what should what I should have done? I should have just, and so you build your reactions by learning.
How bad we are, you go, the next time that happens, because it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
I know what to do. Right.
And the other side of it is that in a society that has traditionally accepted that kind of behavior, there were oftentimes that things would happen that I'm sure I haven't even put in the Rolodex, because that's just, that's how guys were. And I was, 19 years old. And
guys are.
I mean, at the time that I wouldn't have cut their nuts off. Back then when I was younger and less aware and
quote Ray's line, "You want to go, motherfucker? I've heard that before. Yep. By the way, but that's when you're,
I am my mother's daughter.
Yeah.
I like to step into a punch like an idiot.
But
I'm going to be looking him dead in the eye the whole time. Like, he'll be sorry.
That's what I love about it. The ferocity is awesome.
So what are you saying? What do you think?
About what? About Cuomo? I think he had to go, but I also think that had he apologized correctly and was a nicer human being in the past, I think they would have let him slide and stay governor. But because whatever he did to whoever he did it to, besides the women, it's not just. I mean, that's bad, and he should go. But I have never seen I've never seen where nobody. It was just he was just creepy dude behavior. Right? And the way he apologized didn't help him. And then I thought the way he just was like, dude, how do you fuck this up over and over and over again when you could have just been a cool dude?
I know, but I feel like you're minimizing it a little bit by saying it's just creepy dude behavior, and that's the problem.
I'm saying I have women
and
like
so
he created women grab my ass and stuff.
That is true. He created a climate of that in his office.
Yeah, bully.
And then if you wanted to say anything, you couldn't because you knew he was a bully and he'd burn you down. And, if women are trying to keep their job but trying to slide past them with, it's not cool, man.
I read, that was yesterday morning, that they had actually done a counterintelligence thing on everybody who was going after him. And he was trying to, they were trying to find people on Letitia James and they were going after everybody. Yes. And by the way, everybody out there, don't ever come for Letitia James. You will lose.
She's a
I've
badass.
never seen like every time I hear her talk, I'm like, I like when she starts talking about herself in third person. That's favorite.
She does.
No, you want to come for Letitia, come for Letitia, but Letitia's going to be here.
She's going to switch into
I love her.
mode.
It is.
I love her.
She's awesome.
By the way, this episode brought to you by Bruce. It's a new. I actually just ordered you one as we were talking. I saw someone call them the Tesla of toothbrushes. We took this.
Can confirm.
This is a new company. They are. I can't even describe. You just need to go on the website and see what they look like.
All right.
One of the things that really sparked our interest, though, was that idea that it was a next level product that nobody's doing yet, but also Kevin Hart is a partner in it. So we were like, okay, we're going to look at this.
Course.
Yeah. And so they sent us.
Also, Kevin got in a bad car accident by letting someone making a bad decision. So maybe we that wasn't the reason we were like, all right, Kevin Hart's involved. We will look at this as comedians and we respect Kevin Hart, but what's the product like? I've been using it now for 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
A week.
It's got it's now what's the technology exactly? It's sonic. It's like it's a high frequency sound thing, right?
That's Kevin Hart's voice activation.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It actually
you're gonna learn today. That's what
Switch teeth.
saying. Yeah,
I would love that toothbrush, especially from that. Say it with your chest.
Brush it with your chest. Yeah,
I would love that.
Okay, so I had a bunch of dental work. I do in my new show. I'm doing a bunch about dental work, and I've had stuff put in, and the way they put it in, it's not exactly like your real teeth. And I have this one tooth. The reason I had it pulled and fixed is because it kept moving around, and I wanted it to not hold food. Well, the new stuff they put in, they built a compartment where food goes, and so I have
storage area.
So I've since this got done, I have floss all the time. Mm-hmm. And then we got this toothbrush, and I noticed that it's got 6 different settings on it, all the way down to, you can list them, but
it's pretty amazing.
Your tongue setting, it's got all, and
so it's sonic pulses. You guys, you got to just go look at what it looks like. It is so sleek and so smooth. I have an all black one. Even the bristles are black. Even it's super sleek. You have the white one. I'm going to get to that. What you were just talking about. Yeah. So you have a daily, a white, a gentle, a gum, a max, and tongue setting. And so, for example, the daily mode utilizes 31,000 brush strokes per minute to remove plaque and thoroughly clean.
So I get done. I get the first time I used it. I get done, and it was like I had flossed.
Yeah.
And I usually have to brush, and then I have to floss. Now I'm not saying it's going to work every time, but I will say this: It works better than any toothbrush I have ever used.
Yes.
And the settings, the cool thing is I go max because I got a giant head, and when the wood's thicker, it takes a little more pulses.
Yeah, you need a bigger bit.
Yeah, exactly. Bigger. Got to get the auger out. Why? Because Titus is brushing his teeth. So I used it, and not to be gross, but like stuff comes out of my teeth that didn't come out before. And when I'm done,
that you didn't even eat.
You know when you floss,
like,
holy shit, I don't even eat that. Buffalo.
The thing I love the most about it.
Well, when you can blow air through your teeth after you floss?
Yes.
I can do that after just the brushing.
I mean, not exactly, but yes.
Like a whistling.
I don't like that. Don't do that. Here's something that your sister and your aunt and Aunt Kathy went online to order one as soon as she saw ours, because she was here when I opened them. 4-week battery life without it being on the stand. The stand is magnetic. It doesn't click in or lock in. It just catches it on.
Same technology as a phone, laying your phone on one of those chargers. Yep.
4-week battery life. So if we're traveling, they also give you a travel case, which you'll get that matches it. It's smaller, it's light. And so you can go on a 2-week vacation, not you, but someone else. None of us can vacay. But it's got the case for it. Also, it comes with, I think, 3 total heads with the brush. But you can opt to, you don't have to do the subscription program so that you don't forget, which I always did with my old brush that sucked. They will ship you new replacement heads every 6 months. So
I didn't know it held that. I should take it off the charger then, so it doesn't.
No, I also read about that. It doesn't have battery memory like our other lithium.
Right.
It
You can
doesn't.
just leave it there, it's fine.
Yes,
So it doesn't slowly decrease the power.
I'll bet you so I'll bet you the charger reads that it's full and then shuts off.
Because I looked that up because Aunt Kathy she had a lot of questions.
Just clear. Kevin Hart aside, it's the best toothbrush I've ever owned.
So get $15 off your Brush toothbrush kit and refill plan when you use promo code Titus at brush.com. That's $15 off using promo code Titus at BRUUSH.com. So 2 U's in the Brush. Mm-hmm. So let's just check it out.
You have
guys will
one
love it.
and you have one.
With the little Motley Crue symbols on top, right?
Yes. Right. On one of the U's, but the website, you don't need that.
So as a dude, I wasn't saying Cuomo was. I don't think Cuomo. I don't think he's innocent at all. I think that because you got to remember when you're a bully, everybody hates bullies, and he wasn't cool about whatever he was doing. You know what I mean? And so I think they were like, fuck you, dude. You're gonna do this, and you're a dickhead about. Okay, fine.
It seems like those are
there was no upside.
Those things run simultaneous.
Yeah,
I feel like most of the time.
Well, some guys.
If you're aggressive in this area, you're also.
As she knows, some guys are smooth, and you don't hate them. They're not bullies. They're they may trace your chest, and you're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just messing around with you because you're so beautiful." Oh my God. No, won't work.
No. So even if you're a nice guy, you can't.
Nice guys wouldn't do it.
Trace the logo on anyone's chest. So you're really not qualified to hold this TED Talk.
Well, you're my wife, so I trace your
You're
logos.
Ken Titus's son.
I trace your logos.
You're not.
I trace your logos.
That's what anniversaries are for.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
do you have any thoughts
on my
this?
birthday and Christmas, she lets me trace her logos.
Or do you actually? No, you're kind of a bad guy. You both. You're.
What? There's pent up. He's
You know what I got for my 10th anniversary?
No.
What?
Oh God, here we go.
No. Some news. The old news. That was our 10th anniversary.
She told you that
Yes.
night?
No, not the day of, but within a few days of our 10-year anniversary.
Well, she's gifted
she was
you
like,
with the
what?
truth.
Maybe now's the
Finally.
time.
She gifted you
After
with the
10
truth.
years.
By the way, here's the worst thing I could tell you. Happy anniversary.
You know how this hasn't been working for 10 years? Here's why.
Oh.
Maybe she could have gifted you with that sooner.
On the 5th anniversary. Because maybe she could have still
because
had
then you'd still have Wyatt, but you wouldn't.
And maybe it would have still been up in the air. Maybe she wasn't sure, but you were sure before that 10.
And had she done it then, like 3, 4, even 5, Wyatt wouldn't remember.
Right.
He would always just remember Mom and Dad live separately, and Mommy lives
there was a
very
sweet spot.
adjacent to that nice lady that sometimes sometimes is here in the morning.
Yeah, right.
Nice lady.
Thank you for going through every child's. Like that was my exact thing with my dad.
That's what I was thinking about.
What's your name? I literally had to get names.
So I pulled out the Titus family photo albums, and it's got his dad's living
my sister was
agreement, where he had what do you call it? Like a prenup. But he wasn't going to marry him. They just had to sign
way.
and it's written on a typewriter. And so we have a copy of that. But Shannon was here. She hasn't seen all these. So
printed
we
by
sat
the
one
had
night.
More than
yeah, he had a stack of them.
Had them ready to go.
Sign this, please.
We were flipping through, and I'd go, "Oh, who's that?" And Shannon would go, "Don't know, doesn't matter." Flip.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys both said that. So you were just like, one
I remember
of them.
who that is, yeah.
One of them, yeah. There were a lot of ladies in this.
He had paperwork on them, like the ones that
Pictures.
you don't even remember. Wow.
We had.
If he moved in with them,
We had
sign.
some interesting times with Dad. There was so many women. I used to joke that he would just hang a chalkboard on his bedroom door. So when I got in the morning, it would just say Diana. So I'd beat my sister. How you doing, Diana? The joke I used to do. Hi, Daddy. I just want to tell me and your dad. Hey. There's no you and my dad. Here's your complimentary T-shirt. Thank you.
When he was 4.
Yeah, I was 4 years old.
Oh man.
Shh. There's no you and my dad.
And so the fact that you didn't turn out to be a creepy weirdo is astonishing.
The weird thing about my dad is my dad had both sides of it. He would never have thought that would have been unclassy. Dad would have done it smooth and he'd have James Bonded it. He would never do something. That's a moron that does that.
I'm sorry.
Something that was demonstrable
and
to you.
Agreed
Right.
that as waitresses would walk by, your dad would take his glasses and go,
yeah, he was creepy that way.
That's creepy.
Okay, but I have a question though. And here's
even said that night. Yeah, Dad would have had a hard time in today's world.
Yeah, but I have a question though. If the guy, because Cuomo, I don't think Cuomo's not a good-looking guy. Do you think he's a good-looking guy?
No.
So if a guy's really good-looking, he can pull that shit off, right?
No, being someone's boss and sexually harassing
No, in the
them?
restaurant
No.
with the glasses. No. If a guy's super good looking.
See, even then, it's gross. It's gross.
All right.
Like, why are you doing that? Quit being weird.
Right.
No, just
Just be a
Weirdo.
normal guy. Just be a normal guy. How you doing?
Yeah, nobody ever likes that. That's gross.
No, you don't like this?
Ugh, I hate that they do it all the time too. I can't
I
stand
sent a guy
it.
out of our house, air conditioned guy. I sent him home for that.
Because that's what he did at he was at my own house and did that to me.
In our backyard,
What the
and she's
fuck?
actually doing things. He's working on air conditioning, and he's like,
Before he answers a question,
Oh my
it's the
God.
slow crawl up and down, and then he goes, "Oh, I don't know, maybe a new filter." And I was just like,
she
I
comes
went
in and
inside
she goes,
called the
"This
pit bull.
motherfucker," and I'm like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Okay, hey dude, just get your shit."
Here's
But this ain't your
here's the
fantasy,
problem, though. He didn't say anything. He didn't touch me. He didn't write it down. He didn't. So what do? I don't like the way you're looking at me, right? And then women are crazy. So there's a certain level of shit that women just swallow because.
Well, the problem is we'll be walking somewhere and I'll be just far enough away from you so people don't know I'm with you. And I see it all. Man, we will go through an airport or something and you'll just see it. Like I've been behind her carrying something or trying to get my shit together and she's 20 feet in front of me walking to the airport because we got to get to a plane and I'm trying to catch up and I'll see a dude walk and just be like,
Ugh.
and I'm like, hey dude, seriously?
No woman
Right.
likes that. It's not cute ever. Even if you're the best looking, if you're Brad Pitt, it's like, I wouldn't like that guy because he's obviously sleazy and obviously does it to random strangers. How attractive is that? I don't want to be with you.
So body language.
By the way,
is,
women, if you want to just stare me up and down, yeah, it's not going to bother me that much. You got to cut the eye roll. It never happens in my life. That's why it's never happened.
Yeah, he's had his butt grabbed like in the merch line and stuff like that. Like more before people knew that you and I were together when we kind
I
of.
always say something like, whoa, what are you doing?
You were never okay with it. You actually get more reactive than I do. I'm just like, whatever. You're not going home with him tonight. So God bless. I'm not a super jealous person. I don't, whatever. I trust you. Can't stop you from doing whatever you're going to do. And if you do it, then you're not the one for me.
This when you always tell me this, though. This always stuns me. When you tell me a guy was cheating on me. Now, as two normal nice guys, we see you.
I don't know of you guys after today. I really think you're nice guys.
But I don't understand. You've told me this. So after knowing you and loving you the way I do, and knowing what you look like, knowing how smart you are, knowing how loving you are, and knowing how empathetic you are, and knowing how committed you are. But I'm always stunned at that. Like,
it
dude,
has nothing to do with the person that's being cheated on for the most part. I do know
it's just
that
pathetic.
Actually, for all the part, because if you don't like her or him, leave them and don't go be a sleazebag.
Right. Find somebody that lights you up.
Insecure people like you were with someone very insecure, and so she tried to place herself in situations where she could be someone else and be in control, because she always felt less than. And that's what I did. And, I was dating a loser. He was really a loser. He lives here. He lives in Los Angeles. Like, this is where he was from, remember?
He lives here now?
I don't know, but don't you remember when you and I first started dating and he was texting me and I thought it was Brady?
Oh, God. And I got on the phone with him. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I gave my phone.
For
He
me,
quit.
it went fine.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it was fun. Because so it was one of those weird things. That was at the Witzel house.
Yes.
She's sitting there and this phone call and she's like, hey, da. And she starts talking because she thinks it's a dude that I knew.
A friend of ours, yeah.
And yes, down in Louisiana. And she's talking to her for a couple minutes and then I literally saw you go.
It was so out of the blue, so random. I hadn't heard from him since, and it had been a year or more, maybe more, 2 years, and I felt tricked, and so I was just like, here, and he handled it. Never heard from him again, but yeah, this is where he was from. He was there kind of visiting, and now I'm assuming.
Yeah, people need to be clear. I'm not a badass. I just think that I'm not afraid to confront wrong. I'm just not afraid to confront wrong.
Yeah,
and you by the way, you got so upset so fast. That was the weirdest thing.
Because it was like one of those people that was so beneath me and then proved that he was beneath me. And then I walked away from that. I told you, like you and Slade, that I shut it all down. I changed numbers. I changed my address. I'm done. We're not going to belabor this. We're not going to talk anymore. Right. I'm done. And I felt tricked in some way that I was engaging in a conversation with him and I never wanted to again. Right. I was so disgusted by him. Like really, even now when I think about it, it makes me, it's bad. It's bad. But, anyway, it's really bad. I don't remember what we were talking about, but he was very insecure and he was trying to fill that space. He was fatherless. His father left or died or something.
Come on, mate! Don't make him sympathetic now. For God's sakes, we already hate the guy.
He was a grown man. He needed to rise above. Anyway,
like someone else you know.
This episode brought to you by, please zoom in on that, Harry's, one of our all-time favorite companies. You guys know this. Your sister and I actually had a conversation about this, and Shannon, who is all for equality, gender equality, everything. She went, first of all, was upset initially that Harry's wouldn't go to Sweden. She got it here though. But then upset that on their website, it's all geared towards men. And I said, but she didn't know that they also had a sister line now. So she was a little bit soothed by that. But I use Harry's. I love Harry's. I love all of their products. I love the body wash, the redwood. All of them are good. I love. Oh, he's obsessed now with the hair. The hair
shampoo?
stuff.
So you don't need to worry about this.
Yeah.
It's all right. They make a wax.
I was really tempted to use the blades to shave my head.
He was. It's not intended for that.
We were told.
Right. That's what.
He was. We were on the road last week in Ohio, and it was the weirdest thing. You were antsy about being out of this new Harry's stuff. You had only used one. Yeah. You had become addicted. It was the best you had ever done your hair.
So I had too much. I spent too much money on my old hair stuff, and then they changed the formula and it got grainy and weird. And my hair has to do, like people, my hair has to do this.
It doesn't do that without product. That's product.
That's right. I have baby angel fur is what I have. as hair. It's tiny, and so I found Harry's makes a hair paste, and I was like, and I've gone through 6 or 7 different hair pastes trying to find them.
You have been on a quest.
Harry's is the best. Not only is the blade's the best, and I saw you put new ones in my bag, and I have a new 4-pack. I was like,
I ordered more.
Harry, which I know that if I
That's
get
the
a little
love.
skirt, like, by the way, this is from New Blade, thank you. And then their body wash is I use it in the shower. Awesome. You even like the smell of it. That's
I
all
love
I
that
If
stuff.
she likes it,
I love all 3, but Redwood is my favorite.
Just let me be clear.
Peppermint face scrub, face stuff is
Every
awesome.
company has a line of products.
They have face care now, you guys.
Every product we have, because I keep trying it. Okay, this product's good. This product's good for Harry's. This product's good. Okay, well, now they have a new line of this. Let's try that. I have never been disappointed.
No, it's all good. It's kind of surprising, actually, to have a company do all those things so well. It's all in the grooming vein, but they now have face toner. They just added that. They have a whole page now of skincare stuff. The eye cream.
Tell me more.
Kate, our friend in Chicago, just texted me last week and was like, this is like some people that we know with our products that we push. She was like, how is the hair stuff? Is it good? Would it work for me? I love the face wash, the face scrub. So, yes. How do they get it? You can get the entire starter set just so that you can see how awesome their
So
products
this is the
are.
shaving set.
Yep. You get the 5-blade razor, a weighted handle, foaming shave gel with aloe, and the travel cover to protect your blades when you're traveling. That's a $13 value for $3. You just pay for the shipping. Never a better time to try Harry's. You get all that stuff and then pay your $3. Try the best razor I think that exists on the planet. And
Agree
then
with that.
branch out into this other stuff we're talking about because it's all awesome. Harrys.com/bombshell to try Harry's today.
She got the code.
BOMBSHELL.
I want to tell the story about what happened, and I have a weird story to tell. It's a very weird story to tell. It happened in front of my sister. I found out a couple things about my sister in the middle of this violence. So we are leaving. I broke my phone. I broke my iPhone. I dropped it. I've dropped it before, but I've got the battery case on it. I dropped it, and if you've dropped 1 or 2 iPhones and you've cracked the screen, you know exactly what it sounds like. It goes. It's just this tiny little, and I heard it, and I was like, ah. So I have to go get a new phone. Takes me a couple hours. I go drop the phone off, and they said it'll be back. My sister's waiting in the car. I have to take her to the airport. We get in the car to go to the airport. We're going down Victory. There's a Carl's Jr. at the corner of Tampa and Victory. Dude in this silver BMW shoots out of the driveway across 2 lanes. One traffic crosses the 2 lanes right in front of us to get into the slow lane.
Already being a dick.
So wait. Now so all I did was this because I've gotten over it. That used to piss me off to the point where I go, bink. So that's what I did. That's it. That was the entire
How long?
thing.
That's
My
exactly
sister
the time?
Bink. That's it.
Okay.
It wasn't a boop, but it wasn't a
It wasn't like a
I get it.
lean on it. Uh-huh.
So then I go down Victory. Well, we can shut down to the airport. So I'm Victory. I think it's 45 or 50, and I'm doing 60. And the guy, it was next stoplight, pull up, guys in my rear view. And he's mad dogging me, and I'm looking. I'm like, okay. I mean, you what?
Was he riding you like super close?
No. He just pulled up behind me. I thought he was turning, and then I said to him. And he looked down. He ate a sandwich, and I drove away. So now I'm 2 blocks down Victory. Victory, if you guys don't know Victory, it's like 4 lanes either way, and you can haul ass on it. It's a great way to get across LA if the freeways are bad.
Victory is also where you found that kitten.
Yeah,
that
and that where I had
cost
to pull the car
a
across 4
small,
lanes of traffic.
sensible
Oh, yeah, I was just
economy
thinking about that
car
recently.
amount. So maybe you should avoid Victory.
Victory's not. So next thing, Shannon and I are going, and I'm hauling. I'm doing 60. I'm speeding, and I see this BMW who have left at the stop sign behind me, going faster than I am, and he pulls, and I'm in the second lane, and I pull in and he pulls in the slow lane, pulls around me. Now my sister and I are just talking. We're having a good time. Shannon's going home. We had a great time while she was here. Dude slams on his brakes like the carfish tails. And I'm like, and I almost hit him. So I'm mad. Now I'm mad. I haven't cured all my temper. The Tesla, you can't beat a Tesla, people. Just know, unless you have an electric car, you can't beat one. So I go to go around him, and he floors it. You ain't beating me. So I go up, I pull him, and I stuff him into the front first, and I stop. Like, he can't get past me. I get out of the car, and I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Because I'm like, my sister's in the car.
Yeah.
That really incensed me.
Yeah.
And again, my temper needs to be taken care of. And the guy gets out of the car, and I look in his hand, and he's got a blade. He's got a blade, and it's not a little blade. It's a blade.
Wow.
And he flips it open, and it's 6 inches.
Wow.
Let me tell you this. Shannon gets out of the car. My sister gets out of the car, puts her arms out in front of me and the dude standing there going, you guys need to stop it. You guys got to stop it. You guys are acting like...
Well, she's a firefighter, so she's about to...
She's exactly right, though. You guys are grown men. This is bullshit. What are you guys doing to them? And she goes, knife! and he's talking shit, and I'm talking shit. So I see the blade, and he's holding it down low, and I'm like,
what the fuck?
I'm like, I don't want to get stabbed. I actually admit it. I don't want to get stabbed. So I go, Shannon, get in the car. Well, first of all, she does it again, and my adrenaline was going, and I just picked her up. I just went, shh, get in the car. She got in the car. So I walk around my door, and I look back at the kid, and I go, you know what, man? I go, I said, you're such a pussy. Put the knife down. And he folds it and does. So I'm dumb. I go back. Now I trained for 6 years. I got my black belt.
Back to him or back to the car?
I went right back to him. I'm not gonna. I know exactly. By the way, I'm doing that in my own head right now.
You could have left.
But
that would have been it.
This is the weirdest story. So this kid, he was shorter than I am, wearing a hat like with the bill up and stuff. Thought he was a badass. And I trained, so I just stand in front of him. I go, okay, let's go. And all I did was I just set up, and he's going like doing this shit, and
training kicked in.
I actually thought, what's my stance? I switched. I got a little lower, and I was like, all right, let's go. I was waiting for him to do what he's gonna do. He almost crashed Shannon and I. He almost crashed my sister and I. And I got to tell you, and I'll tell you what I told Shannon, because Shannon...
Now you're justifying.
No. The lecture I got from my sister on the way to the airport after this was nonstop.
Good.
And her and I argued. So the weirdest thing happened. Now there's traffic. Shannon noticed it. I didn't. I didn't notice anything because the guy wants to fight me. He pulled a knife on me, and I should have kicked his ass just for fucking pulling a knife, you asshole. And the guy standing in front of me, and I don't notice anything. And all of a sudden, I hear honking, but I don't look. And the kid does this. It's the weirdest thing he did. I'm ready to find. I'm dead looking, and every time he moved, I moved with him every fucking time. And he just goes. And he turns around and he just goes.
Was he like some kind of Marvel character?
The weirdest shit, man. I'm like, what are you doing?
Doctor Strange?
And I got he was letting. I was like, is somebody gonna explode? Are you disappearing? Are you levitating?
Creating a portal? What's
just a big gold thing opens up, and he just turned and he just got back in his car.
More douchebags come up.
He went
Sounds
back.
Crazy.
He went and got in his car, and then I got back in the car, and I told Shannon, I go, he just got back in his car. What are you doing, Christopher? You stupid ass! You should be doing that. You guys are going.
She's not wrong.
Wait, so I said to her, I said, first of all, I said we were beyond that guy. We were a mile ahead of that guy. Nothing happened. I go, you sat in the car with me. Beep. That was all that happened. That was it.
The fact that he got aggressive, kind of what sounds like long after the fact.
Yeah, he
like
traced
after the
he
incident.
tracked us
After
down.
he ate a sandwich was what confused
I look
me.
in the river. He pulled out a Carl Jr.
He's chilling.
Like,
Maybe he's fueling up. I'm gonna get him.
Maybe.
I need some protein.
I need to recharge these batteries. I'm fucking that dude in the Tesla up. So when I told Shannon, I said, I don't get is I'm beyond it. I'm like, but when you pull in front of me and try to wreck me, you're putting my life
That's
at risk.
happened to me before.
And
those two dudes on I think it was 405 South, and we were doing 75 miles per hour, and I didn't do anything. You didn't
even know what was going on.
No, and they pulled in. All I did was pass them. That's what I did. I passed them, and they whipped in front of me and came to a complete stop by slamming on the brakes. Complete stop in the middle of the 405.
That was in your Mercedes, huh?
Yeah.
I always, when you told me this story and this happened, I remember you calling me. I always thought that they were trying to get you to hit them. Because that happened. So there was a whole scam in LA that ran for a long time where people would just get in front of expensive cars.
They
were
were hassling me kind of, and they didn't like that I passed them. Like sometimes you'll pass people on an interstate. You're allowed to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not racing.
Put your signal on. Yeah.
I'm not sponsored by anybody.
They'll speed up. And you're like, okay, I was just going past you because you
don't need to get revenge on my merge.
You know what, man? There's no prize money on the 101.
Yeah. And then they'll speed up, but then so you'll kind of, but then they're right next to you. They'll pace you, and you either don't want to be right next to them, so you hit your brakes, or you floor it to just get ahead.
And then why are you shooting?
And so this is what's happening, and then
So I think when you're younger, it's a race. So I told Shannon, I said, here's my problem with guys like this and anybody like this. I am not a bully, and I don't look for trouble. I really don't. I don't give a shit. I don't care. But I have trained enough to where if trouble shows up, I told Shannon, I said, that guy had a 6-inch blade in his car ready. Do you understand who that guy is? Mm-hmm. If he's ready to stab you, that means I'm not the first guy. That means I'm not the first guy or woman who's got kids, who cuts in front of him. And I said, and that guy the next time will think, man, maybe I don't need to get involved in this.
Whatever you said.
I also could have got stabbed too. I'm aware I could have got stabbed.
Your tone of voice or the position you took or something, you effectively de-escalated, right? But then re-escalated.
Well, no, I didn't de-escalate. I walked away because he had a fucking knife, and then when he dropped the knife, I'm like, okay, now. But
didn't you tell him to drop the knife?
I said,
I
said, quit being a pussy. Put down the knife, and I was already at my car, and he did, and I was like, okay.
And you're like,
the key words were, I was already at my car.
It's valid. This is, by the way,
then he did what I asked him to.
I don't disagree. No.
I made
he didn't put the knife down like, okay, you're right. He put the knife down like.
He put the knife down wrong.
No, he threw it in his car like, come on. And I was like, okay.
But that's your problem, Marty McFly.
That is true.
You need.
You mean Biff? It's Biff.
No.
He
did chicken.
No, he biffed me. He biffed me hard. You're right. He biffed me.
No, but you're Marty McFly. That you guys. I don't need you both to pitch on my joke. You're Marty McFly who could never walk away when someone called him chicken, and you could just walk away.
I have this thing where I actually told Shannon that I said I kept thinking, you got a knife in your car ready to stab somebody. I go, that means this is not the first time you've done this. And I really wanted
But that's when you call the police.
That was for his sandwich.
So wait a minute. Exactly. There's mustard on it. Motherfucker, don't stab me with
you spilled my sandwich.
Don't stab me with a knife. It's got condiments on it, goddamn. So I was just trying to point out to Shannon, I go, that there's everybody in the world is like this now, especially in America. I don't want to deal with it. Let it go. Just let it go. Walk away. And the problem is that those bullies continue to be bullies. And I think if all those guys knew there's enough people out there that I'm not a bully, I will stand up to one, though.
That's when you call the police who are armed.
So my dumb sister. So here's what we do. The guy turns.
She's not the dumb one in this story.
No, from that one. No, the new story. This is the continuation. So she turned. The guy gets back in his car after this whole breathing thing he did, which is the weirdest. I was like, all right, whatever. So I get in the car, and then I'm like, let's follow the guy. I go, that guy just pulled a literally illegal blade on us. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a penknife. It was a 6-inch blade. And I'm like, let's follow him. And I Shannon, write down his license number. She goes, I'll take a picture. I said, no, write it down. No, I take a picture. Takes a picture. I say, oh, we got a picture guy. We're calling 911. I'm gonna turn the guy in. I got his license number. I know this description. I'm gonna turn him in. You don't fucking pull a knife on the street. I get on the freeway. She brings it. Oh, you can't see a license. It was pixelated. You couldn't read the fucking numbers on it. I told her to write it down.
Well, she has a flip phone. That's the problem. She didn't have that
No,
old.
I think she was like, it was a sketchbook. Jesus. Or her phone. Yeah, her phone's the order that has a cataract. It's got the.
There's a part that I can relate to. Like I have that. There's a feeling of.
Well,
we can't fix everybody.
No, but what happens next? So let's say I drive around the guy and he keeps doing it, and he keeps doing it, and we end up going to the airport. What's the next level? He already slammed his brakes on, and we almost made us hit him. Like, I'm just asking, what's the next level? What do I do? Just call the cops right there?
Yes. Right then, you say to Shannon, as you see the knife, when you told her to get in the car, you say, get in the car and call 911. That's what you do right then. As soon as you can. As soon as he has a weapon.
I don't even think it should have gone to that level, though. I'm saying, what do I do when the guy's trying to wreck us?
And yes, when that has happened to me before, what I have done is gotten out of that situation. Mm-hmm. Or I've called my husband and
created a new
within
one.
2 minutes.
And he was
in his pajama. No, he was in his. This was a different one. He was in his pajama pants in his truck with a baseball bat, driving around the neighborhood streets looking for the guy.
That guy put his head in your car.
No, that was a different guy. That was a whole other guy. But I called the police on that guy, and I did a police report on that guy.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful in LA, especially as a woman.
But
this was another one. That was that.
But also that guy.
That guy also slammed his brakes on in front of me. Yeah. That is like the move for a certain group of people that live here that don't think that women are equal in their culture. And that is their move they do not like to be passed, and they will show you that by getting in front of you and slamming on their brakes. They do not like you to honk at them either.
They don't even pass them. Remember we going up to Burbank one night?
That was another person from that same
we drove
genre.
Guy was doing 4 miles. I thought it was an Uber. It was a black SUV, and it's the middle of the night. We're coming home. It's like midnight, and all I did, guy's doing 5. All I did was go around him on a residential street to the next stoplight. Fucking dude flips out. Whoa!
That was
slams
crazy.
on his brake in front of us, and he's just sitting there, right?
That's why the lines are separated.
And I got out of the car. I got out of the car. Walk up. Guy points his finger, and I just
same exact
slapped his hand
neighborhood
away.
where the guy slammed his brakes on in front of me and was trying to swerve into my car.
That guy. Oh, that was.
I was on my way to the Salvation Army,
I never found that guy.
which was 1.2 miles from our house, and this happens. And it was over. I went honk like that because he didn't stop at a stop sign, and I am sitting there stopped, and I start to go, and he just keeps rolling through. So I go honk, and he swung around and started chasing me and got next to me and was trying to run me off the road, and then went around the left side, was racing me on the left side. So I speed up. It's oncoming traffic.
These are wide streets in Burbank.
And so I speed up to try and get away from him, and he speeds up. And so now I'm speeding. So I hit my brakes. He slams on his brakes. So it's like, it was the craziest shit.
So
that was the day I found out when I turned around and I went home, because Salvation Army turned out to be closed that day. And you were arriving home in your pajama pants with your baseball bat. I was like, okay then.
Couldn't find the car. She took a picture of the car, and I had a picture of my phone.
We
and
all
I went
need
cruising the neighborhood
balance in our lives.
Well,
especially physically. This episode brought to you today by Ritual, the multivitamin company that you know and trust, that we love. They are doing protein powder. We've told you guys this before. It's especially good for you because you have a really bad reaction to whey protein.
I do. I get yeah.
So this is not whey. It's vegan protein.
It's so good.
Helps to support your daily health. You guys know about the vitamins already. It's a clean plant-based formula that's specifically created to support the nutrient needs of whatever life stage that you're at. So you can get 18 plus, pregnancy, postpartum, all that.
People, be clear. Protein is protein. If it's whey protein or it's plant protein, it's still protein. And why not be healthier by using the plant protein? These guys have great.
For example, Tony Horton, when we were shooting workouts, was telling you the other day that he's gone completely vegan.
Yep, and he's only on plant protein.
Not in food, right? Just in his protein supplement?
Nope, food too.
Oh, food too. Wow.
Food too.
So it's 20 grams of pea protein plus a complete amino acid profile, and it's made with essential choline to help fill your dietary gaps.
And the vitamins are awesome.
Handcrafted vanilla flavor, direct from farmer vanilla bean extract that's sustainably harvested in Madagascar. I love how all of their ingredients are traceable.
Yeah.
It's really extra because nobody does that.
Well, also, you don't know. In all these other companies, you don't know what kind of chemical you're putting in your body.
They don't even list it.
They list it. And why is my urine that color? Like, what did you put? And these guys never just like, I just had,
everything's traceable.
Nutrients,
even peas sustainably grown and regeneratively farmed in the United States. No added sugar alcohols. It's soy-free, gluten-free, and non-GMO ingredients. So you guys got to try this. It's excellent stuff. The flavor is excellent, and it's not grainy. I cannot say that enough.
No, we've now been using these guys for a long time, and everything from the supplements to the protein is awesome.
So to make trying something new less scary because you haven't tried this before, Ritual is offering a money-back guarantee if you're not 100% in love with their products. Plus, listeners of this podcast get 10% off during your first 3 months. So all you have to do is visit ritual.com/Titus to add the essential protein today. That's ritual.com/Titus, 10% off your first 3 months with them.
I want to say you just backed up what I told my sister. So that guy did that to you. You were a woman, and that's what I was telling Shannon. I'm like, I go. When is it? Like, whether it's the insurrection or whether it's any of this bullshit. At what point do we let these assholes? Because that's everybody's got this thing where they're just like, no, I don't want to get involved. Like, yeah, but at what point do we make
standing up to a bully?
I'm
Essentially,
not saying don't get involved. I'm saying call somebody else who's armed.
The problem is that by the time that guy gets there, hi, 911, blah, 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 blah,
right
shot.
then,
Bye, hi,
license
drive
plate
away.
is so-and-so.
I know, my sister didn't take the picture, but I'm just saying that, like, so that guy, yes, and the cops would also deter, but in the moment, and, you know, again, in the moment, I was so mad that he did that because my sister was in the car. In the moment, and what happened with that guy, like, what do I do, man? I if I call the cops, then we track that. We're on the way to the airport. What, I got to follow the guy? Because I've had that before. A guy pulled a gun on Highway 5 years ago, and we had to follow the guy until the cops showed up.
There are ways of de-escalating situations that you don't do. I've been in the car with you. It's extremely stressful for me all the time to ride with you.
And then I drove away.
You live in such a level of aggression when you drive that you don't even realize it. But it is like, it's terrifying for me. And you get so close to people's bumpers. It's like, really, you don't know.
I do not.
But
I just don't drive like you.
Have you ridden with him?
I'm sorry.
I am fast.
I think I blocked that one time out.
Have I been in an accident?
I am fast, but I am
He's
safe.
Been in
You are not.
You've been in accidents. I haven't been in an accident.
Yeah, you have.
Nope.
Yes,
When?
you were.
When?
You wrecked that. You got in an accident in that first Tahoe.
No, I got hit in the first Tahoe.
Oh, you're
that's
not
with me.
counting.
That's what
No,
yeah,
lady-
same with me.
Then
I got
he
hit
got
though.
hit,
No,
and I
a lady
got
turned
hit.
a left
I got
left
hit.
when it wasn't even her light. I
Riding with you is terrifying, and you mad dog. How
She's
many
lying.
times did you
Nope.
mad dog someone on your way here?
Today? Not at all. You got to remember, since I had the
big
epiphany-
head in the window thing that you do, where I'm right there and you go.
Well, it's what
Like straight on the window.
The whole thing.
I'm
the whole
sorry.
thing. So
Perpendicular.
all I see is
It
the
just
complete back.
it doesn't look real. It's just eyes and a mouth and
I
a window.
don't know what's
Giant head.
happening
See
on
about
the
giant,
other
See about the
side?
giant head jokes?
Here
I
it
told
comes,
you.
yeah.
Here, I told you. Here we go. Here we go.
No,
you big-headed
what
fuck.
are you doing on
See,
the other
she's saying-
side? What are you doing? Because I can hear you mumbling, which means
Half
you're
the time-
mouthing
I will
something
be
at
clear.
them.
Half the time, whatever piece of shit move that person did. I just want to see who the fuck is driving that car.
But why the whole thing? Why
I
can't
don't
you
do.
just?
I go like this. What I do? So I do.
What are you mouthing to them?
You fucking idiot.
No,
Yeah,
I go.
yeah.
No, this motherfucker.
No.
I'm like, I'll say that. I'll say. Am I okay? Oh, you're right. I'm
So,
the only one who gets mad at dumbasses in
No.
traffic. And by the way, anybody who's driving a
I'm
Prius,
saying the
I've
way that
never
you
seen
drive
more
does
piece
invite
of shit drivers in my life.
aggression.
It's like I you know what? I will grant you that. I will grant you that. The other side of that is that I was taught by a man. I was driving at 9. I was taught by a man that drove 75,000 miles a year.
Hello?
I don't want to talk to justification. I don't want to talk to them. Let me finish.
Why?
I'll call him later. I'll call him later. I'll call justification later. Don't have them
justification. He'll call you back.
Yeah.
Okay. He's
He
too
can't talk
busy
right now.
explaining why. Okay.
I know you got another call from justification, so I justified not talking to justification. Damn it. So I'm saying that there's so many people. It is so easy to get a license in America. I believe that we need why Sweden? You know, Sweden you have to take. It's
Sweden?
crazy. Sweden, you have to take crazy courses. Germany, crazy
okay,
courses.
so-
We suck. We suck. And I was taught by a guy who drove 70,000 miles a
I'm
year.
not saying that everyone's a great driver. I'm just saying that you drive with a certain level of haste and aggression
True
that will invite other aggression.
No, I wasn't
And
going that
for
fast.
example, I have
So,
been
wait.
flipped off, sometimes for a reason. A lot of times in LA, no reason. You pass somebody or whatever.
There's times I don't know.
Do you know
why
what
got
I
flipped off.
do?
You ever have that happen?
Here's how you negate a fight.
I don't think so.
I get flipped off like really angrily, and I always act like I think that they're waving at me, and I go, "Hey," and I wave back like I think, and you just see them like all angry and go, wait, like
No,
they don't
no,
know what to do.
No,
Yeah.
no. And you go, no.
And then I look away like I thought somebody was just waving at me, and I just go about my business. People don't know what
But
to
I
do.
do that too. And you know what else I'm really good at? Because I look, every once in a while I'll do a piece of shit move to where I'll be looking at something and a light up to green, a honk, and dude, sorry, my bad. And that's what people don't have anymore. Like the dude that crossed, crossed 4 lanes of traffic, then got in the slow lane, and we almost hit him. And I was like, all you had to do is, dude, pull up and go, dude, sorry. When he pulled up behind me, he could have just gone, sorry, man. I'd have been like, cool, dude.
I'm not saying that you can make other people diffuse situations, but there are ways that you could.
I did. I kept driving. The guy then chased us down and tried to wreck us. I don't know.
I'm sorry. What was the last move that happened?
The last move was, look, anything happens after that is my stupidity. Anything after that is just me being dumb.
Okay.
And LA is so like conducive to rage.
Yeah.
Just because of the way.
I think any city, we find this in whatever bigger cities we go to.
But what's unique about some of the spots in LA is that they have off ramps that are combined with on ramps that are just going to create conflict.
True.
No matter what. And I think and obviously LA is famous for its traffic, that it makes everybody have rage even worse.
Also, we are a melting pot, and a lot of the people are here from countries where if you go visit them, which I have some of them, people drive. It is not the same. It is not at all the same. They drive like a bat out of hell. Like you went to Kuwait to perform, and you saw my mom and my stepfather, and even the way my stepfather drove was apparently absolutely terrifying.
There was a dude. We're hauling ass from the base to go into Kuwait to have dinner with her mom and her father-in-law, and we are driving, and stepdad, and I see a dude in a Toyota Land Cruiser, full a dish dash, everything's on. He's got the white and the thing, and he's driving, and we're doing we were doing 90 on the way to Kuwait, and the fucking dude has a tea with a saucer. He's not drinking out of a sippy cup.
He's having tea time.
He's like, what are you steering with?
When my stepfather, you don't want to know.
Yeah.
When my stepfather first got here after living in Kuwait for so long, he still is a terrible driver. I proudly say that, and he knows I think it. They do not drive with the same rules and regulations. So Mexico City was terrifying for me. That was crazy. There was a dead body. There were like 7 lanes of traffic coming out of the airport.
Right.
Getting on this interstate, and there weren't lines, but all the cars are kind of making lanes, and everyone's and our cab is doing this. There is a dead body in the middle of all of that.
Well, they got to make speed bumps somehow. That's how
they have
slow traffic down.
The candles around him, the Catholic candles, they're lit.
Clumsy?
And they put a blanket over him, and people are swerving around this body.
Oh my God.
You got to tone that down. Just to get the Ballad of Clumsy, and then we'll wrap this up. They have turned the electric box across the street where Clumsy was killed into a headstone. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. They did an airbrush. It's an airbrush. It's nice enough to be on the hood of an Impala. That's how nice it is. It's very nice. And in Clumsy, he's there. He's got his thing. And, rip Clumsy, but Clumsy as now, and it's weird because they've stopped now that they've totally defaced the city's power box, and it does look like a headstone the way they did it.
Yes.
They've stopped painting the buildings, which is I can live with that, and I'm okay with
the tree's still there, right?
The memory of Clumsy will live forever, or until the city repaints the box.
We all know Clumsy now. Everybody knows.
I know what he looks like now.
Yeah, right.
I do too. That's true. I saw that. All right.
The likeness, I'm sure, is spot on.
And it's very sad that the man was trying.
It could also be you.
He was trying to defend a woman who was being kidnapped, and he had and it should not have died.
Clumsy was a hero. As much as these two idiots laugh about it, he was a hero.
I'm not laughing at Clumsy. Seemed like a good dude. It's what happened after Clumsy passed. I mean, the weird tributes. The weird tributes were weird. Like when you listen. When my dad died, I didn't go get a couple cans of Krylon and go to the house
the neighbor's house.
Thank you. I didn't go. And by the way, my dad is gone. Dude, you don't live here. Who? Shut up, man. Yeah. That's what happened. So I'm just saying, the tributes I thought were less than Clumsy deserved. There you go.
By the way, if you want to see him in person, or me. Stand Up Live Phoenix, August 19th through the 22nd. We're doing 6 shows there. It's Thursday through Sunday. Several of those shows are just about sold out, so get your tickets for that. Shauna is coming that weekend, so Shauna will be there. And then the very next Friday and Saturday, we're going to be at the DC Comedy Loft. So we'll be in Washington, DC. Friday and Saturday, 4 shows only. And then the very next weekend is Ontario Improv.
Yeah. By the way, Rachel is
Rachel.
well, my lovely wife, who I love dearly, and happy anniversary, baby, has written, is currently writing her new show, and you guys are seeing I'm seeing new material every night. And the annoying thing is that it took me many years to be able to write bits that were 5-10 minutes long. Mm-hmm. She's cranking them out. Like, the stories you're telling are dense, hilarious, funny, and like, we were trying to figure out what her new show is going to be. Her new show is going to be 4 hours long.
I told him I feel like I made a list of what I think needs to go in it story-wise, and I'm doing 2 of the 10 things, and it's
about 35 minutes.
Yeah.
So you've got kind of 2 specials.
Yeah, really.
In your
or an intermission, or a special intermission, the new special.
Gonna have to pare it down a little bit.
Yeah, but then you have your next one already. Then you have another one, so
Perfect.
You're good.
Part 2.
Guys, thanks for watching the Titus Podcast and listening to us. Go to Christopher Titus TV if you want to see all our stuff. Me and the Highlander did Needle Crotch Wilson and the Instigator. We did a blues song.
That wasn't us. Those guys.
That wasn't
we just brought those guys on.
We promote them. They're on our label.
Yeah, man. That's right. Needle Crotch Wilson and the
You do a good impersonation of him.
And the Instigator.
Yeah.
I just like, you have the coolest name. I only give you cool names. But go to Christopher Titus TV on YouTube. Please follow us. Subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want any DVDs, T-shirts, whatever, there's a new T-shirt going to be put up this week for the new tour, ChristopherTitus.com. And thanks for watching and listening. It's fun doing this. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out. Music of Africa.
You can be
we need to get Paul Simon in here.
Titus Podcast.